Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be reading Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Let's start reading. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst, illustrated by Cruz. Read this. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Preface to the special edition. Have you ever had a bad day? A really bad day? And have you ever wondered if you were maybe the only person in the city, the state, the country, the world, in the universe who had these bad days? Well, you're not. I know you're not, because when my son Alexander was a little boy, he used to have a lot, and I mean a lot of them. And when I wrote this book for him, I got letters from girls and boys everywhere telling me about their own terrible days. Bad days make us so mad and so sad that sometimes we want to move to where terrible, horrible days maybe don't happen, like Australia. But bad days also come to an end, and when you wake up the next morning, it could be the beginning of a wonderful, marvelous, excellent, very good day. I hope you enjoyed this special edition of the Alexander book. Alexander led me to know many children across the country and Canada, as well their families. It also resulted in my becoming friends with Judith Viorst, a very nice, charming lady with a lively sense of humor. I hope many more children continue to enjoy Alexander. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair, and when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box, but my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Andre and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I am going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be our terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend, and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone and the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then I started crying because of the mud. Nick said I was a crybaby, and what's going to happen next? While I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. Look at Nick. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes, but the shoe man said we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as could be except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good for a bad day. There were lima beans for dinner and I hate limas. There was kissing on the TV and I hate kissing. Look, his mom and dad are upset because he doesn't like his food and he's not eating. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia, look at him. It's been more than 30 years and Alexander is still having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Now for the first time, this special limited edition of the beloved classic showcases Alexander and only Alexander in full color, underscoring the misery and comedy of his atrocious day. And what day it is. He gets gum in his hair, trips over his skateboard, he drops his sweater in the sink with the water running, all before he leaves the house. Is it any wonder he wants to move to Australia? Don't miss these other books starring Alexander. You can either buy Alexander Who's Not, do you hear me? I mean it, going to move, or Alexander Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday. Bye everyone, hope you like this video, subscribe to my channel and see you tomorrow. Bye! Remember, this is a true story.